Hi everyone, welcome to White Noise. My name is Robyn and I'm your host today. I feel like really giggly right now, I don't know why. um, yeah, I'm here by myself. No, I'm kidding. There's a few people here. It's a Friday, which means that no one came again. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is about Fridays. People seem to just want to like go out and have fun for some reason. That's okay though. This is my kind of fun, and you know, I think we can all attest to that in some way. So I'm gonna jump right into it because I have a long commute now. I have to drive like an hour to get here, which is so crazy. I was driving like 15 minutes before, which felt like such a privilege. And now I have to drive like an hour, which is like fine, but I like to complain. And yeah, I'm just going to kick off the reading myself because I'm the host and I can do that. I have like a really thick reading today, but it's like going to go by super quick because my lines are like one word long. Yeah, I wrote all these poems kind of recently, as I do every time I come here. But I don't know, I'm feeling really good about them. So if you hate them, then please tell me that I'm wrong, because sometimes I need to hear that I'm wrong, but I have a good feeling about them. Yeah, just a lot of stuff has been happening in my life recently, very ancillary to my own life, but still like a lot of stuff. So that's kind of what these poems are about. The first one is called Meadows. Part 1. The abstraction of life without your presence. Running down streets moist with summer rain, you make the train just on time. What is left? Blue eyes of feline trying to reach heights no legs have swept, knocking over bottle caps and pens and pins. The turning of my head to watch silence of Main Street. What is imperceptible? Interior discretions, dinner of French fries, stomach of stone, bubbling acid tearing up shell of molars, thunder of feet stomping up staircase, white scar on forearm, keloid, regenerative, face stuffed into pillows scented like meadows and the cross we are all crucified to. Dripping sweat in bronze-lit bar, everything is free except my virginity. I'm scented out like small gazelle in prairie plagued with primal predators. My defense is a shot glass or her hips, her lips. Toilet bowl filled with remnants of the slaughter. Part 2. Face first onto bed of cavernous love, trail of tissues leading to your heartache, and to my dismay you feign sleep. Wake with a start and quake violently in my arms. I whisper to you, though even the ghost could hear, though I whisper softly, almost silently, hoping they bring you closer to resolution or climax of strengths that I replay and replay, and you are face first on pillows scented with meadow, and yet she is not there. She is only a scent for wandering nose hairs to absorb until secretion of well within. Her joyous laugh despite death of twins and childhood comrade. I poke myself with pins because I must be dreaming. This life that flies by like heron over marshy pastures I sail through, though these images are imprinted as if time could pause at mere thought, as if laughter was sung, not sought. Bodies starved since Tuesday, and you wonder why you smell meadow in her pillow. Part 3. Peppermint to assuage my bubbling stomach as I sit in space not mine, that I've only just come to feel comfort within, comfort like an old map, charting the territory of this terrestrial love, tethered atop treacherous terraces, tidings to untie tissue torn with tears. I pray, whisper in your ear words like meadow and walk naked through prairie, trek towards tracks, tossing and turning like hollow of toilet bowl that I throw my face in, rid myself of poison, tired of trying to please, hands clutching folds of stomach as if they are sinister, as if they speak lies, as if my body does not bear witness to the fluctuation of my paranoia and anxiety, in constant battle with each other, and no matter what, I am always on the losing side. Part 4. I fall flat onto pillow unsheathed, on bed undressed, hoping my sleep produces meadow of melancholy, knowing, somewhere, that an answer lies in the bristling and swaying strokes of cattails, an empty promise, feet marching like thunder above me, rancor raging restlessly, and all of this just because you aren't next to me. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read one more and then I'm going to save the last one for closing. This one is called Chime. Reluctant like lamb's ear on his puppy old man in deterrence of weirdness. Subtract the sound of him wailing in this naked and sad excuse of home, but I am hard on myself. I'm a Libra. I'm a prelude to a lullaby about hallucinating off of one edible and trying to make a decision. Any decision. Glow of light opposing mine. I don't believe in curtains. I am divine like white powder of late nights. She tells us how it was in Ecuador, and she says I'd like to try some. I'd like to see what it's like. I could explain, but what good would that do to assuage what has already been implanted like rhododendron in loose soil? He kicks up piles of it onto the floor. One world to the next. A sad child, bereft in bed, seeking pity wherever he can find it. Like chagrin of makeup shadow and dusk of rainy afternoon. I am perceptible, but only to the matter that lies behind the bushes and the ones in the creases of my brain, the folds and indents and pathways and passageways into the inner makings of my anxiety. X marks the sodomy. I let him rip me open, but I don't sit up too quickly. Don't want it all to come out. Don't want to stain new carpets, new floors, new mattress. I escape with the time that is left. Folding over on itself, the night takes his final bow. Glittering in oppressive sunlight, his armor turns to litter on ground hollow with tread marks and teeth fragments. Holy crusaders of my chagrin, beguiled by her enchanting lore. That sad siren song. Lustful whispers of thoughts, thought, and solitude. She knows our names and why we cry out at night. She smells like poppy, and she is hallucinating that time is running out. That the veranda looking out to the countryside is really a river and a valley, a marsh covered in cattails and willows, grains of barley swaying in the wind so softly. I set my pen down. Wait. Thank you. That's all I have for now. I have one more, but I'm going to save it. So yeah, first up on the open mic, as far as I'm aware, is Dagan. Welcome to the stage.
Okay. Life is an experiment. And I'm not always in control of the parameters, but I like to think that I'm enjoying the ride, at least, and getting something out of it, even though there's a lot of shortcuts and dead ends and the unknown. And, well, that's the whole point. It's like the unknown is what spices it up. And, well, I was just thinking about that the other day, and then my mind went here, went there, and before I knew it, I was kind of stymied again because there was just this juxtaposition of realities that I couldn't really come to terms with. I was trying to, once again, trying to overdo it so I could have an effect, but that doesn't always work out. So that leaves me in the humble place of having to put the pieces together in order to create some semblance of an alternate reality that I can escape to, because the normal reality is I've kind of used up my credit in the normal reality. At my age and experiences, I find the normal world to be rather boring and redundant. I mean, I know there's a lot of drama and angst, but gee whiz, that's just been going on for so long. But I do anticipate for there to be some sort of a renaissance. I'm kind of hoping on that. That's what keeps me on my toes. So easier said than done, and before you know it, poof, you're a raccoon, or you're a circus clown, or you're a CEO. It's such an odd game. So that's what I'm doing, is exploring this game and trying to find out testing the rules, and what are the boundaries, and is that a glass ceiling, and is that ice down there, and is that door number 1, or who's that? Tick tock, tick tock. So shall we go a level deeper here and explore some of the subtleties of the foundation of reality? I mean, what are we made of? How do we put all the pieces together? So many experiences, so many feelings. You can hardly blow your nose without imagining the end of the world. There's a little of this, a little of that. For example, grilled cheese sandwich. Sun. The sun, like the sun, right? Rock climbing and a spiral staircase. Seemingly disparate elements in the great flow of life, but maybe they relate to rather a poetic version of how we like to see things. How do we assimilate all these experiences? How does that work? Where do we come from? And what do we do with all these experiences? A password. The Sahara Desert. Hospital. Seemingly disparate elements, but that is the miracle of poetry. Winding it all together into a ball of energy that can be thrown willy-nilly. You can even make friends that way. A submarine, Stephen Hawking, a can of hairspray. Now that's almost funny, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. How do we put spin on the details of life without overcoming their inherent message? Perfume, yeah. Paris, France, and a wishing well. So at this point, you're probably wondering, where do we end? There doesn't seem to be an end. Everywhere you look, there is something new. There is something to experience, something to take in, also something to ignore. I must say, it is not as complex as it seems, but it'll take you for a ride, surely. A couple more. A motorbike, Bugs Bunny, and Canada, the country. Very good. So perhaps we're a little closer to a seismic revelation on how all these pieces fit together. I know for me, I feel no closer, but that is how I spin my wheels, and this is how I choose to spend my time on stage. This is my prerogative, and I appreciate the freedom I have to actually make sense or not. So, very good.
I've done that. No, this is unfortunately just normal songs that I wrote. I'm not up with the times. But, should I start anytime, David? Thank you. All right. All right, I gotta start that again. I usually practice for a while before I start playing. I saw you down at the bottom of the well. I thought you were joking, but I took it all well. What could I do when you gotta swim? And you ain't got no flippers, and you know it's the end. And know that I tried to be on your side. I had to stay awake, and it dragged me down. It left me a taste in my head when I saw that big moon overhead. And you know I will come see you again tomorrow. And you know everything will be alright. And you know I'll come see you again tomorrow. It'll be okay. It'll be alright. A sign that said something, but I couldn't be any shape to read it. And anyway, I held it upside down, and I felt so bad I fell on the ground. I know that I tried to be on your side. I stood on the corner waiting for the light, but nothing happened. I felt so green. I had myself, and I felt my spleen. And I know I'll come see you again tomorrow. and you know everything will be okay. And you know I'll come see you again tomorrow. It'll be alright. It'll be okay. And you know I'll come see you again tomorrow. And you know everything will be alright. And you know I'll come see you again tomorrow. It'll be okay. It'll be alright. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Ruth. First timer here. Welcome to the stage, Ruth.
Oh, okay, all right. So this is, I guess, seems like sort of part spoken word and part guitar. So, I'm just gonna play my top of the head stuff because I have a couple songs I could play, but I could play my top of the head stuff and not worry about it. I'm so grateful for an opportunity to do that because I always want to just play my top of the head stuff and I never. I always feel like I have to just. It's fine. Here we go.
Similar to tipping your tongue?
Yeah, tip of your tongue, top of your head. Yeah, tip of your tongue only it's coming out. The tip. It's off the tip. into the world or into heaven. How's that? There you go, that's better. This world, heaven, right? Heaven. Anyway. June. Okay. Well. June was a bug. She never flew. She never sighed, and she never rode, but she stayed. She stayed on and never rose too high, 'cause that wasn't the truth. She just stayed and rode a couple of nights a week. She just June bug. We're not going there. Say it, don't spread. She just buggered the world. She just buggered the world. And then she ruled it once again. She never knew how high she rose. 'Cause people need to feel not judged. And I had an idea that all the gay people out there really want to be one with the populace. And I really don't care what the Bible says. I mean, I really don't like anal sex myself. I will not do it. But I do not want to judge like 1 out of 100 people or 1 out of 10 people. What is it now? It seems like more. Seems like more and more. I have no idea. I really don't want to judge however many percentage of the world that is that does that. So I guess you could call it Sodom and Gomorrah. You call it whatever you want. I don't really know. I really don't know the answer. I mean, I kind of find it kind of disgusting, and I feel very fortunate that no one has ever really tried very hard to get me going along that path, because I just kind of slapped him right across the face verbally. But, you know, anyway, that was that song. Now. Let's try singing something else. All right, here we go. We'll try another one. Well, mirror, mirror on the wall, falling up, up to the sky, was falling up. Well, there's a little work involved, but maybe it's not as much as you think. I really don't know. You have to fast and pray. I mean, is it really gluten-free food that does the job, or is it really lettuce, or is it just the willingness to let it go? Not really sure. Just for the sake of whoever is the lightest. Well, I guess I will eat this piece of lettuce. He's okay with that. I don't know if the cow's okay with that. I really don't know if it's just actually what's healing or not. It might just be the willingness to save everyone else from the suffering. I really don't know how it works, but somehow people are willing, and so many do heal in some way or some fashion. So it's like whatever we can let go if we're sick seems to be helpful, one thing at a time. You really don't have to let go of coffee and Twinkies and soda and pop. You don't have to let go of crystal meth and Pepsi and pot and booze. You don't have to let it go all in one day, but you might try to just, you don't have to let go of a goddamn thing, actually. I don't know, I guess if you're kind to your neighbor, you can just go kill one more cow, maybe get another 100 years of leeway before you decide that you just didn't really want to eat bacon anyway. I really don't know how it works. I really don't know. Anyway, but June was a bug. June was a bug. That's enough out of me, right? Thanks for listening. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's our list. So I'm gonna close this out with a little poem that I wrote the other day. Don't know what that accent was. I'm gonna read it and stop talking. It's called Diluted. Or is it diluted? I don't know. It's called Diluted. Diluted until processed extraction of debris from chair as old as me, but not exactly, all approximate. Scent of fresh linen, which is confusing, frankly, and imposing on those too anxious to do their laundry, perhaps. All the world faces away from me, and by this I mean the books lining my bookshelf, my whole world. Fresh pasta and candles scented of tomato vine and fig and Macintosh. In honor of our undying love, which too feels scented at times like cleaning solvents and coffee, ripe banana, blueberries. Asterisk above your name, honey, butter, and fried garlic, sweet and savory. I taste the length of you as a gift for your birthday, crown to toe, coronet atop your freshly trimmed Scandinavian head. I run my fingers through it. Imagine what it would feel like to nap when all I possess is insoluble energy. Want to sharpen all my pencils and organize my t-shirts and shoes, saving my books for last, waiting for the time to pass as we fall into darkness hours of fighting through urge to watch another flick on sodomy, set in depressed village town where people only know conspiracy, gambling, and opium. He fucks her and makes pigeon noises, cuckoo, cuckoo, flapping his string-like arms violently. I hold myself together by my chewed-up laces and hope I don't fall asleep over the Mid-Hudson Bridge coming home on a sunny Saturday. Sweating through my clothes, dripping in bullets down from my breasts. I keep one eye open at a time to assure that I can focus with each instead of both, thinking it makes it easier, safer. And I make it home starved and alone, stinking of BO. And I fall on the floor and hug his small body close to me, even though I will be covered in his fine white hairs. I embrace it all to attain seconds of relaxation which fly away like tendrils of hair out of car window. I get up, mistaking my heart racing from standing too quickly as a burst of energy, and keep my mind occupied until night, when I'll race down the parkway towards sandy beaches in my mother's arms. Air scented fresh like linen, like tomatoes, like resolution. Thank you. And that's all I have. I feel like I have no time to write recently, which pains me, but then I look at everything I write and I'm like, wait, I've been writing so much. It's crazy. I don't know where I find the time, and I don't know where these poems are coming from. They just kind of appear out of nowhere. And then I'm like, when did I write this? When did that happen? And I can't remember. But they keep appearing in my notes, and now I'm reading them to you. Imagine if that was real, that I just didn't remember anything I did. Like that movie, Memento. I kind of want to be that guy sometimes. I feel like that's kind of a blissful way to live. And just tattoo all of what I remember on my body. And on that note, that's really all I have for today. Thank you all for coming, as usual. And our next White Noise is on September 6th, 7th. It's also the opening for the next art show here at Greenkill, which is going to be so cool. It's Dionysus themed. Dionysus Unmasked.
The same night as White Noise.
Yes, so we're basically, the opening is going to be here, and we're going to be performing during the opening, and it's going to be really cool, and a lot of wine and cheese and stuff like that, all of the kooky things that God loved. And more wine, yes, and more cheese, and maybe even some bread if we're feeling up for it. And yeah, it's going to be really cool, and I'm excited because September is my birthday month, and I just love when things are about me. So, no, I'm kidding. Imagine. Yeah, that's really it. Like I said, 5 times already. But I'm excited to be here next time, and I'm excited to see all of you again, and again, and again. And White Noise signing off.